Hey, this is David D. Hilster. I am a critical thinker, dissident scientist, and I'm here to tell you the truth about science, something your university professors won't tell you, the mass media won't tell you, and of course those science evangelists, they certainly will not tell you. The best scientific organization in the world, the CNPS. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. The main reason the John Chappell Natural Philosophy Society is the best science organization in the world is because it allows for alternative ideas in physics. It's not a new wave. It's not something where you go in and you talk about energy and chakras and all that. Nothing against that. This is real science with people with real ideas, with real math, with real theories, with real models. No different than any other scientific organization. We print out proceedings, we have conferences, we write papers. Those papers are looked at and jured, and we put them out every year. Why are we the best then? Well, not because, oh, well, what have you done? It's not what you've done, it's what have you done, it's how you do it. You cannot write a paper against the Big Bang and get that accepted in any physics conference. No one will accept you. Now, that's really funny given the fact that these are all theories, which of course everyone says and gives lip service that, oh, well, they could be wrong. But no one allows that. No one talks about the problems with special relativity, like, oh, there's no mass increase. Oh, well, you got to sort of throw, well, that's okay. You kidding? If I come up with a theory, a new, our particle model, and it doesn't explain this thing, they're going to say, oh, it's totally invalid. So they have double standards. They don't have rules. They have rules for them, and they have rules for everybody else. So the Nobel Prize Committee doesn't allow it. Universities don't allow it. Nowhere. Go to any physics university on the planet. They're not going to let you write your thesis on how evidence against the Big Bang, or evidence against relativity, or evidence against particle physics, or evidence against plate tectonics. Go and try to do your thesis on the expanding Earth or expansion tectonics. So, we are the only organization on the planet that does what science really should. How many active members do we have? Almost about 300. How many people have come through organization? Oh, at least probably 1,000 people. We lose people because these people have been around a couple decades and they're getting older and they pass on. But we have new people always coming up. Why is it that we are the best? Well, it's easy to be the best when you're the only one. Even other organizations are not as accepting as us, even organizations that do work outside the mainstream, because let's say it's an organization that already has a bent toward a certain theory. Maybe they're etherists. They believe in ether, and if you come with any other ideas, they're not interested. That's perfectly fine. In fact, I do not poo-poo, I do not criticize any organization that's trying to look at alternatives. But we don't look at alternatives, so we have our organization. That means you can come, and if you write a paper that's got at least some merit scientifically as to the Big Bang is wrong, or for a new idea that you have, a new model that you have, new equations, new interpretations of things that are already there. We are open to all of those. The only thing we don't accept, papers about religion, papers about politics, papers about UFOs, papers about poltergeists and those kinds of things. We don't accept papers on that. We're looking more for physics and cosmology. But again, I dare anyone to tell me that the organizations out there and universities that are out there accept critical thinkers. They don't. What they accept are people who follow what they preach. And if you, okay, well, you can sort of, well, you know, Einstein is wrong, but only here. Well, what about no mass increase in particle accelerators? Oh, that's old stuff. You know what I'm going to do? Just want to shoot yourself. So, yes, we exist. And for all of those out there who want to look into what's happening or what's happening with our group and what people are writing papers about, we're working on that. We're working on this very closely. So we are putting together our new website so you too can see not only the critical thinkers like yourself, because if you're watching this, you're a critical thinker. Or if you're not, you're just here to put your thumbs down and say, go back to school, learn your stuff, you know nothing. Do what you want. A waste of time. So, yeah, everyone is invited. We have everybody from complete laymen to PhDs in physics from MIT. In fact, I think almost 20% of the people in our database who are dissidents, dissident scientists, have PhDs. Go back to school. They went to school. I have a master's, no PhD. Doesn't matter. It's not what titles don't matter. If titles matter, why did people listen to Einstein? He wasn't. He didn't give his talks about his stuff from the pulpit of some higher up learning establishment. At least they say he was a patent clerk, and yes, he was. Today he wouldn't make it. Today Einstein wouldn't make it. He wouldn't cut the political mustard. He didn't make references into his work, etc. But no, we don't care who you are. As I say, little saying I've made up about this group, don't listen to me, listen to what I say. Meaning, don't listen to who I am or title or whatever, just because I pretend to know lots about it and I have a big following on Facebook and have 4 million people or 10 million people, and I can go fill audiences and say wondrous things and talk about things that seem so ridiculous that they are ridiculous, but pretend that I understand them and you don't. Getting on my high horse about those evangelists out there. But anyways, yep, the CNPS, the Chappelle Natural Philosophy Society, is the best scientific organization on the planet. Why? Because we accept from papers that will argue against or for most anything as long as it's still scientific. It can't be crazy, obviously. It's got to, pass the mustard that these people are truly looking to find scientific truth. Imagine that. And remember what I always say, don't take what anybody says on faith. Stay critical, stay thinking. I'm your science therapist. I will cure you of your intellectualism. Ciao for now.